Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. Let's be real. Who isn't dreaming of their next big adventure? Especially after the year we've all had, right? So if you're anything like me, you're already dreaming to get out there and explore. And where better to set your sights than on the legendary continent of Europe? That's right. In this series, we're diving headfirst into the absolute best destinations Europe has to offer in 2025. We're talking iconic landmarks, hidden gems, travel hacks you won't find anywhere else, and enough history to make your head spin. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or a first-timer looking for the ultimate European experience, this is the only guide you'll ever need. We're talking about maximizing your time, getting the most out of every single moment, and truly immersing yourself in the culture. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and get ready to discover Europe like never before. Let's do this! First up, we're hitting the ground running in the city of love, the city of lights, Paris. This place is a whirlwind of iconic architecture, world-class cuisine, and an undeniable romantic charm that's hard to resist. And trust me, I've tried. Just try walking along the Seine at sunset without falling head over heels for this city. It's impossible. But we're not here just for the vibes, we're here to conquer Paris like pros. Now, you can't talk about Paris without mentioning the Eiffel Tower. This iron giant dominates the skyline and offers some of the most breathtaking views in the world. Pro tip: book your tickets online to skip the notoriously long lines. You can thank me later. And once you're up there, take your time, soak it all in, and maybe even snap a selfie or two for the gram. But be warned, the Eiffel Tower is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Paris's charm. Next up, we're venturing into the hallowed halls of the Louvre Museum, home to some of the most famous works of art in history. We're talking about the Venus de Milo, the winged victory of Samothrace, and of course, the enigmatic Mona Lisa herself. Now, I know what you're thinking. Museums can be overwhelming, especially one as massive as the Louvre. But here's the thing. You don't have to see everything. Focus on the pieces that truly speak to you. And don't be afraid to get lost in the art. Now let's talk strategy. The Louvre is notorious for its crowds, especially during peak season. My advice? Get there early, like right when it opens, to beat the rush, and grab a map. Trust me, you'll need it. Another pro tip. Wednesday and Friday evenings are less crowded, and the museum is open until 9:45 p.m. Remember, the Louvre is an experience, so pace yourself, embrace the chaos, and let the art take your breath away. No trip to Paris is complete without paying homage to the indomitable spirit of Notre Dame Cathedral. This architectural masterpiece has stood the test of time, enduring revolutions, wars, and even a devastating fire in 2019. But just like Paris itself, Notre Dame refuses to be defeated. Reconstruction is well underway, and witnessing the cathedral's rebirth is truly something special. While the interior might be off limits for now, the square surrounding Notre Dame is still a sight to behold. Take a moment to appreciate the intricate facade, the iconic gargoyles, and the sheer scale of this architectural marvel. And hey, if you're feeling adventurous, take a stroll along the nearby banks of the Seine. You'll stumble upon charming cafes, hidden bookshops, and maybe even a street musician or two. Remember, Paris is all about soaking up the atmosphere, and Notre Dame is a powerful reminder of the city's resilience and enduring beauty. All right, folks, from the City of Lights, we're teleporting ourselves to the heart of the Roman Empire. Rome. This city is a living museum, a place where ancient history collides with modern life at every turn. You'll be walking the same streets as emperors and gladiators, eating pizza that would make Caesar weep with joy, and exploring ruins that have stood for millennia. Trust me, Rome is an experience that will stay with you long after you've left. And speaking of ancient history, our first stop in Rome has got to be the legendary Colosseum. This amphitheater is an absolute beast, a testament to the power and ingenuity of the Roman Empire. Imagine, thousands of years ago, this place was packed with roaring crowds, gladiatorial combat, and even mock naval battles. Talk about a spectacle. Today, you can practically feel the energy and history echoing through the Colosseum's walls. It's like taking a time machine back to ancient Rome. Next up, we're hopping over to Vatican City, the smallest country in the world and the spiritual center for millions of Catholics. We're talking about a city within a city, a place where art, faith, and history intertwine in the most awe-inspiring ways. Even if you're not religious, you can't deny the sheer beauty and grandeur of St. Peter's Basilica, the Sistine Chapel, and the Vatican museums. Now let's talk strategy, because navigating Vatican City can be a bit of a maze. First off, dress modestly, shoulders and knees covered, people. Second, book your tickets online to avoid the lines, especially during peak season. Trust me, you don't want to waste precious sightseeing time standing in a queue. And finally, wear comfortable shoes because you'll be doing a lot of walking. But hey, it's all worth it to experience the wonders of Vatican City. For our final Roman adventure, we're stepping back in time to the Roman Forum, the beating heart of ancient Rome. This sprawling archaeological site was once a bustling marketplace, a political center, and a religious hub. Imagine senators striking deals, merchants hawking their wares, and temples dedicated to Roman gods, all within this incredible space. Now, walking through the Roman Forum is like stepping onto a movie set. You've got crumbling temples, towering columns, and ancient roads. It's easy to imagine yourself back in the days of togas and chariots. Pro tip: download a map or audio guide to make the most of your visit. It'll help you identify the different structures and understand their significance. And hey, don't forget to bring your imagination. The Roman Forum is all about connecting with the past and picturing what life was like in ancient Rome. Alright guys, Barcelona. We're talking Spain, sun, siestas, and stunning architecture. And nothing screams Barcelona louder than the Sagrada Familia. This place is like the main character in every Barcelona postcard. Antoni Gaudí spent over 40 years on it, and it's still not finished. Gaudí wanted to create something so epic it would take generations to complete. He poured his heart into every detail, from the spires to the mosaics. It's like something out of a fairy tale. Buy your tickets online. Trust me on this one. The lines can get longer than a New York City block. Nobody wants to spend their vacation waiting in line. Book in advance, skip the queue, and explore this marvel. There's a lot to explore. Walk through the doors and you're in Gaudí's imagination. It's a world where nature and architecture collide spectacularly. Next up on our Barcelona adventure, we're hitting up Park Güell, another one of Gaudí's masterpieces. This place is like a playground for adults, but with way better views. Seriously, you haven't seen Barcelona until you've seen it from the top of Park Güell. It's like the whole city unfolds before your eyes. The centerpiece of the park is this massive terrace covered in colorful mosaic tiles. It's like something out of Alice in Wonderland, with its curvy benches, whimsical sculptures, and those iconic gingerbread houses. And here's a little insider tip. Get there early, especially if you're visiting during peak season. You want to be able to soak it all in. Alright guys, buckle up, because we're about to hit La Rambla, the most famous street in Barcelona. This place is a sensory overload in the best possible way. Street performers, flower stalls, delicious food, you name it, La Rambla's got it. La Rambla stretches over a kilometer from Plaça de Catalunya to the port. Wander down the side streets for some of the city's best-kept secrets. Grab a bite at La Boqueria Market, a foodie paradise. Be cautious of pickpockets, but don't let that scare you off. Just be smart and aware of your surroundings. Amsterdam, man. It's like stepping into a postcard, with canals instead of streets and more bikes than cars. But beneath its charming surface lies a depth of history. Sometimes heavy, sometimes hopeful. We're kicking things off at the Anne Frank house, a place that needs no introduction. You walk those narrow stairs, past the bookcase that concealed their world, and you're right there, in the secret annex. It's cramped, it's real, and it hits you right in the gut. This isn't just history, it's someone's life, tragically cut short. Her diary entries, they paint a picture of resilience, of hope amidst fear. You see the window where she gazed at the sky, that sliver of freedom. It makes you think, makes you feel. Pro tip: book your tickets online, well in advance. Trust me, You don't want to be that person stuck in a massive queue, missing out on this powerful experience. All right, let's lighten the mood a bit and dive into the world of art. Next up, the Van Gogh Museum. You know him, the swirling skies, the sunflowers bursting with life. Seeing his works in person, it's like stepping into those canvases. You can practically feel the energy radiating from each brushstroke. The texture, the colors, they jump right at you. From his early works to the iconic sunflowers and the potato eaters, it's a journey through the artist's mind. And hey, even if you're not an art buff, the museum itself is a masterpiece. Modern architecture, airy spaces, it's an experience in itself. Plus, you'll sound super cultured telling everyone back home you spent the afternoon with Vincent. Pro tip: download the museum app for audio guides and extra insights into Van Gogh's life and techniques. Trust me, it'll enhance your experience tenfold. Now, it wouldn't be Amsterdam without a canal cruise, right? Forget gondolas and serenades. This is Amsterdam. We do things differently here. Hop on a canal boat, grab yourself a stroopwafel and some coffee, and just cruise. The canals are the veins of this city, connecting everything and offering a unique perspective. You'll glide past charming houses, each with its own story, and picturesque bridges that seem to sigh with history. It's the perfect way to soak up the city's vibe, to feel the pulse of Amsterdam. And listen, if you're feeling adventurous, rent a bike. Amsterdam is built for cyclists. Just watch out for trams and remember, always signal your turns. It's a jungle out there. Pro tip: go for a canal cruise during sunset. The golden hour light reflecting off the water, the buildings bathed in a warm glow. It's pure magic. Prague, people. This city is a trip through time, a place where medieval castles rub shoulders with vibrant street art and cheap beer flows like water. Seriously, the beer here is cheaper than bottled water. But before we hit the pubs, let's talk history. Let's talk Prague Castle. This sprawling complex, perched atop a hill overlooking the city, is like a history book brought to life. From the towering St. Vitus Cathedral to Golden Lane, where alchemists supposedly toiled away, every corner has a story to tell. You can almost hear the echoes of kings and queens, of revolutions and resilience. It's a walk through centuries of power, intrigue, and Czech identity. Pro tip: get yourself a Prague card. It gives you access to a ton of attractions, including Prague Castle and free public transport. It's a total steal, especially if you plan on doing some serious sightseeing. All right, let's talk about the Charles Bridge. Imagine this. It's the 14th century, and you're crossing the Vltava River on this magnificent bridge, lined with statues of saints and bustling with merchants, pilgrims, and who knows what else. Fast forward to today, and it still is magical, even with the crowds. Take your time, soak in the atmosphere, admire the intricate details of the statues, and maybe even rub one for good luck. Legend has it that touching the statue of St. John of Nepomuk brings good fortune. Who am I to argue with centuries of tradition? Pro tip: visit the Charles Bridge early in the morning or late at night to avoid the tourist hordes. Okay, buckle up because we're heading to the heart of Prague, Old Town Square. This place is a feast for the senses, a chaotic yet charming mix of history, architecture, and street performers. You've got the iconic astronomical clock putting on its hourly show, the tin church with its spiky towers reaching for the heavens, and a kaleidoscope of colorful buildings that seem to have sprung straight out of a fairy tale. Grab a tredelnik, that's a chimney cake rolled in sugar and cinnamon, find a bench, and just watch the world go by. It's pure sensory overload in the best possible way. Pro tip: climb the Old Town Hall Tower for breathtaking panoramic views of the city. It's a bit of a hike, but trust me, the view is worth every step. So, there you have it, guys. From the canals of Amsterdam to the fairy tale streets of Prague, Europe is calling. And trust me, these are just a taste of the incredible experiences that await you. Remember, travel is about more than just checking off landmarks. It's about immersing yourself in new cultures, embracing the unexpected, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. If you enjoyed this whirlwind tour of Europe's top destinations, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more travel adventures, and drop a comment below with your travel bucket list. And hey, for more travel tips, destination guides, and all things travel, check out the links in the description below. Until next time, keep exploring.